So last fall, in the middle of the night, I got thirsty. I got out of bed, had my eyes half open, and walked into the kitchen. You know, it's like in the middle of the night when just all the colors are muted and you don't, the sound of the city is just a din and there's no movement. So I go in half asleep, the whole room is asleep, really. And all of a sudden I see movement across the room. I don't know whether it's in my eyes or whether it's real, whether it's imagination. It kind of bothered me because, I just wasn't sure if I was seeing things or not. So I went back and sleep, and no problem, went to sleep. Next night, I go into the kitchen. This time, I turn the dimmer on a little bit as I go in. And running towards me with his feet skittering like this is this little creature, this little mouse. He's trying to avoid hitting me, and he's skittering away, and he heads under a crack under the cabinet and disappears. And I realize, they're back again. Every fall, and I forget, the mice come back. Not a terrible thing to have, but still, they're not invited guests. What I don't understand about them is that they never eat anything. They never nibble on the cardboard boxes of cereal. They don't even leave little mice turds. They seem to come with a little sweeper in a dustpan and sweep and take them with them because I don't know why they don't leave anything. But I set out traps. I set out various kinds of traps. They seem to be very smart, very stealthy. They don't ever seem to fall for the traps. I put out little slice of Macintosh apples, little piece of cheese, peanut butter, everything they're supposed to like, but they don't like it. So I didn't trap any, but then for a few weeks I didn't see any anymore. And one night I go into my bedroom. I've forgotten all about it, and I turn on the light in my bedroom. It's late at night, and I see a shadow go across the floor. This time I know what I'm looking at. This is a mouse. Well, I decide this is in my bedroom. This has never happened before. I slam the door, and I start grabbing shoes and throwing shoes all over the room trying to get it. Pick up the shoes and throw them again and throw them again. And then I see the little mouse go off in the corner behind my bureau. If you wanted to be my pet, if we could make an agreement, that would be fine. I just don't like the intruder in my bedroom, We couldn't make a deal. So I chase him out from underneath the bureau. And he dashes and jumps behind my headboard, and I see him disappear. Where the hell did he go? So I start tearing the sheets off the bed. I'm thinking, what if he goes into our bed? I startle easily. So the last thing I want is a little mouse running around underneath the bed. So I start tearing the sheets and the blankets off and dumping the pillowcases. And just then my wife comes into the room, and I don't want her to really know what's going on here. So she says, what's going on? What was all the noise? And I said, I just taking my shoes off. She said, well, the neighbors 2 floors down called and said they couldn't sleep. You're making such a racket. So, and then she said, what are you doing? Taking the sheets and everything apart. I said, when we changed the sheets last time, I forgot to turn the bed over. And I just got a little obsessed and decided now is a good time to do it. She said, 10:30 at night, you're turning the mattress? I said, well, yeah. And she usually believes in me. She's very, very kind in that way. And we got into our pajamas. We shut the light. And I'm laying there with my eyes are completely open because I really can't fall asleep, thinking, where the hell's that mouse? And I'm alternating between smiling to myself and laughing and just at the vision, the movie I had in my head of myself thrashing around the room as if I trapped a large carnivore in the room. When all it was a little mouse. And then the other thought that came to me was just marveling at how this little mouse could he must have been a hell of a lot more scared and upset than I was, how he could just disappear like that. And so I finally fell asleep, but before I fell asleep, I thought, I would love to follow that mouse to his family and hear him breathlessly tell his family what an amazing, what a horrifying experience he had with this monster, this beast in the bedroom who scared the living daylights out of him.